Hey everyone, welcome to Day Deal on Display, daydeal.com's own YouTube channel regarding product previews, reviews, and demonstrations. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Bodyglove icon case for the HTC Rezound. You are more than welcome to check this case out at its official website at any time. That is going to be located at www.bodyglovemobile.com, and of course you're more than welcome to check it out on our own website as well, which is at www.daydeal.com. Now this is going to be the first case we are checking out for the HTC Rezound, and the reason why we decided on the Bodyglove icon is because we feel a lot of people are going to overlook the case simply due to the fact that it's had a checkered history with other smartphones out there. Now if you do a search for the Bodyglove icon and just in general on your favorite search engine, you're going to get a couple of reviews that are probably not favorable for other versions of this particular product for other phones out there. And on those particular complaints, because we do read them all, that's the whole point in being a video reviewer, you have to cross-reference with other folks out there. We agree on some points, while others we felt were a little bit unjustified, were a little bit rash. But then again, a lot of people who make negative reviews are those type of people that are kind of rash, right? So I'm just trying to be real here, and that's how people play things out, because if they're unhappy, they want to let the world know about it. But let's go ahead and talk about the case first before jumping into all those finer points. The Bodyglove icon is available in two different colors, alright? It comes in red and black, which we'll be taking a look at today. It's also available in gray and black as well. This is a two-piece slider case. It's really meant for folks out there that like to dock their phone very easily, because the bottom piece is supposed to come off on the fly and be able to be put back on the fly just like that. In other words, just very simple stuff. And we also want to mention that unfortunately the icon does not come with any type of screen protector kit, and we actually wouldn't really recommend it as well, because slider cases usually don't play that well with screen protectors, okay? Most folks out there that apply screen protectors, they don't really do a good of enough job. I'm not saying that everyone does that, but usually the corners are a little bit bubbled up, and if you're using that in conjunction with a slider case, that's just bad news bears, because once in a while you're just going to go and snag onto that screen protector, and it only takes it one accident to just go ahead and slide it right on and just peel right off your entire screen protector and just damage it in the process, and that can be very frustrating. So if you are going to use it with a screen protector, just be very careful, be mindful of that, check out the edges, and always be sure that you're not grinding up against anything when you're putting it on, even taking it off. Alright? The Bodyglove icon's interior is lined with microfiber. Okay, I'm just going to go and show you this right now. And it's a pretty nice material. Okay, it's actually very thick. It's not shoddy stuff, because you actually rub my fingers across it multiple times and I don't get any type of weird black filament or dust on my fingertips, so that's always a good sign. And of course that does add a trivial amount of cushion as well to your phone should it happen to drop inside the icon case. Just want to show you how the two-piece slider works. Alright, there are two little protrusions right there on either side that actually falls into these little grooves on the top piece, and that's how it sticks together. Now one of the complaints of the icon, at least for other phones out there, was that it was actually kind of hard to remove from the phone. This is anything but the case for the HTC Rezound. We actually felt this was a little bit too loose, and I'll show you that in just a moment. We thought it was way too easy to slide off, or in other words, take the two pieces apart while it's installed on the phone. And personally, we think that this is a knee-jerk reaction from Bodyglove. This is our paranoia speaking, okay? We think that they read the negative reviews, thought, okay, you know what, if people want it to be easier to take off, we're going to make it easier to take off. And it was just a little bit overboard, a little bit too extreme. But then again, we'll show you what we're talking about in just a moment. Other than that, the finish on the icon case, it's very nice, okay? It has a really nice rubberized feel to it. It feels very smooth in your hands. It looks great out of the box. Unfortunately, this is one of those negative points that we do have to agree on with the other reviewers out there, is that we've seen this time and time again with Bodyglove cases. They have a really nice finish when you first get it, but then over time it starts wearing down very quickly, even starts chipping. Okay. Now when we looked over the case and the finer points of it, we actually saw chipping right out of the box. You can notice it around the camera lens area, and some slight discolorations around the edges of the audio jack, and even where the power button is located. Okay, it's not the end of the world. Remember that this is Bodyglove after all. They competitively price their products respectively. Okay, so you know, maybe this doesn't make sense to you. What we're trying to say is that they're definitely not the most expensive guys out there for their cases. Okay, sometimes they're even half the price of their competitors, but you just have to keep that in mind. Your expectations have to be a little bit more realistic. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be high, but at the same time, for the price that you're paying for them, well, what did you expect? Now, Bodyglove does state that they're supposed to have these chrome accents right here. Obviously, they're not made of chrome. It's just hard plastic made to look shiny, but it does add a nice effect to it. And, you know, it's really a nice trim in our personal opinion, because it does add kind of this more modern look to it, and just does kind of stand up against that rubberized matte finish to it. So let's go and show you what we were talking about a little bit earlier about the fit of the Icon on the HTC Rezound. Obviously, this is not the live phone. This is the OEM dummy phone. It's the same dummy phone that you would get in any Verizon store where they would sell you the Rezound. So it's the exact same dimensions and weight as the real thing. It's just not the real phone. And then when we slid on the case on the HTC Rezound, look how easy it is to take off, okay? So what we tried to do, in Bodyglove's favor, by the way, is we actually tried to bend this up a little bit. Okay, we wanted to make sure that the protrusions lined up against the little slots on the top piece as nice as possible, and we even did that for a good long while, maybe a couple of minutes, and the fit is a little bit better, but we still felt it just slipped out a little bit too easy. Okay, now this may be nice for some folks, okay, because for day-to-day use we should see no reason why this would fall off. If you're just, you know, using it casually, yeah, it's gonna go and stay on there, and if you need to dock it, well, if it comes off easy, more power to you guys. Okay, but we still felt it was just a little bit too loose, and we're hoping that in the future maybe Bodyglove fixes that in a maybe revision, or just for other cases out there, other phones that will have the Bodyglove icon for it. So let's go and give you a 360 tour, starting on the front screen area. You'll notice that there's a nice consistent lip all around the bottom, top, and sides of the phone, which is always nice. You want to have a nice little lip there. Let's go and move that insert aside. Having a lip means that if you happen to drop your phone on its face like so, as long as the impact is caught by the lip first, your phone's screen should technically be okay. And it's always nice to have a small lip on a phone, because for whatever reason, if it's landing on its face like such, or resting on its face, you want it to be elevated away from the surface. You never really want your screen touching any surface you're resting against. There's no point. It should be doing that, because there's just icky stuff on that surface, and sometimes there's sharp stuff, which is bad news. Okay, I don't need to explain that. Moving on to the top, we have an opening for the audio jack, as well as the power button. They are nice and large. This will accommodate all sizes of connectors, as well as angled and straight. This also is very easy to press, so right-handed, left-handed, doesn't really matter. You should be able to access your power button fairly easy. Moving on to this side, we have an opening for the USB port, no surprises there, as well as an opening which I believe is for the noise cancellation microphone. Moving on to this side, we have an opening for the volume up and down rocker switch. Also has a slightly tapered cutout to it, very easy to access either with your thumb, or of course if you're left-handed, index and middle finger. On the bottom, just want to show you the opening for the microphone right there. A little bit off-center, but not the end of the world. Moving on to the back, an opening for the speaker, as well as the camera lens and the LED flash. And just want to show you that finish once more on the Bodyglove icon case. And that is it for this particular product for the HTC Rezound. So closing thoughts and comments. So remember that Bodyglove, you know, is not the most pricey brand out there. Okay, they price their stuff competitively. Okay, and if you come in with slightly lowered expectations, I think a lot of people will end up liking the Bodyglove icon for what it is. Okay, it's a nice thin, lightweight case. Okay, it looks and feels great, and to be honest, as long as you keep your case nice and clean, we don't see the problem of the finish on the case being that much of an issue. Because what happens is that when people handle their cases, they just kind of leave it alone. They don't clean it. Sweat starts accumulating, that gunk starts accumulating, and that stuff is very acidic. It starts eating away at any case's finishes. Even if the higher name brand cases out there will start to look pretty shoddy after a while if you don't keep it nice and clean, right? So, you know, a little common sense is in order. However, we do agree on the complaints about the fit of it. For other phones out there, it was a little bit too tight. On the HTC Rezound, we felt it was a little bit too loose. But with that being said, if you're able to shop around for this, get this at a fairly reasonable price. MSRP for this is $24.99. We guarantee you guys you can actually get it for a lot cheaper than that, including shipping cost. And give it a shot. You know, you might actually end up you know, saying to the naysayers, you guys are crazy. This is actually a pretty wonderful product overall, and I actually really like it for the HTC Rezound. We are confident that you will like it. So check it out once more, the official website, which is going to be at www.bodyglovemobile.com. Feel free to check it out on our own website as well, which is at www.daydeal.com. And keep following us on our YouTube channel, Daydeal on Display, for more product previews, reviews, and demonstrations. Thanks as always for watching.